Right. Okay. So as mentioned, today is a yin class. So the whole purpose is to sit in the pose a bit longer than usual. Sit with the discomfort sometimes, always knowing the difference and the threshold between you pushing yourself a bit further and pain. And whenever it's become painful, then come out of the pose. It's a great way to become more aware of your body and get to know where your body is. So without further ado, starting by sitting on the floor, leaning back and stretching the legs, adding a little bit of movement just before we start the practice, rolling the ankles from side to side, tapping the back of the knees, just releasing any tension, warming up the joints, crossing the legs, coming to seated position, gently rocking from side to side, finding that center, then circling the arms, warming up the shoulders, gently rolling the head. Then when you're done, bringing the hands on top of the knees, palms facing up or down, closing the eyes. And taking the next few moments to allow yourself to really arrive in your practice. Taking one big inhale through the nose and releasing a big sigh through the mouth, sending a signal to the mind and to the body that it's now time to settle down. Allowing the thoughts to slow down and settle, creating space and stillness. Taking a moment to become aware of anything happening in your surroundings, any sound, any movement, just observing. And gently allowing those sounds to fade in the background, tuning in, moving the awareness from the outside to the inside. Becoming aware of the body and of the sensations happening in the body. Noticing any movement created by the breath, the gentle lift of the chest up and down. And scanning the body without judgment, without putting any label onto those sensations, simply becoming aware, observing, noticing any sensation in the feet, the toes, maybe wriggling the toes, becoming aware of each individual toe, becoming aware of the contact of the feet with the ground, the contact of the legs, wherever they're crossing, the contact of the hands resting on the knees, the heaviness of the hands, and as if the hands and the knees had merged together. The sensation inside the palm of the hands, tingling sensations perhaps, the sensation of the air touching the skin, the heaviness of the arms, gently pulling down on the shoulders, the heaviness of the legs, of the thighs, the hips, any sensation where the sit bone is in contact with the floor, the heaviness of the body sinking through the sit bone, getting rooted to the ground. The sensation in the lower back, sacrum at the base of the spine, and following the spine, becoming aware of any sensation in the back, starting with the lower back, the hips, the waist, the middle of the back, where the rib cage is starting, going all the way up, noticing the sensation in the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the back of the neck. And traveling back to the front, bringing the awareness around the navel, observing if the muscles of the tummy are active, maybe sucking the navel in, just relaxing the muscles of the tummy. And the next time you inhale, bringing the air all the way down inside the lungs, allowing the tummy to go up. And as you exhale, bringing the tummy back down, pushing the air out. Inhale, lifting the tummy up. And exhale, tummy comes back down. Rooting the breath to the belly. Becoming aware of the sensations happening in the chest, in the neck. Becoming aware of the space around the neck, between the head and the shoulders. Becoming aware of any sensation around the head, around the face. Softening the muscles around the face. Relaxing the muscles around the forehead, the eyebrows, the jaws, the tongue. Noticing the heaviness of the eyelids against the eyeballs. And noticing where the tongue is resting against the back of the teeth or the top of the mouth. And coming back to the breath, following the journey taken by the air, entering the body through the nostrils, going all the way up and through the back of the throat, entering the lungs, feeling the lungs, all the way down, tummy going up. And as the tummy comes back down, the air taking the journey outwards, leaving the body through the nostrils. And maybe here, starting to engage the Ujjayi breath, creating the sound with the breath. Anchoring your practice to the sound. And coming back to the breath whenever you need it. Whenever your mind is wandering. Coming back to the breath, allowing the breath to guide you. And for today, formulating an intent for the class, and maybe today focusing on resilience, embracing the discomfort, facing it, simply allowing it to be, not fighting it. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes as we start to bring movement to the breath. Inhale, lifting the arms towards the ceiling, clasping the hands, pushing the palms up, creating a long stretch. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward, hands on the floor. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the arms. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Spending a few breaths here. Hands on the floor. Taking a moment to notice the sensation in the body. The sensation in the hips, in the knees, in the waist. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, coming back up to the center, lifting the right arm up. Exhale, tipping to the left. Inhale, back to the center, left arm up. Exhale, tipping to the right. Inhale, back to the center, right arm up. Exhale, tipping to the left. Staying here for a few breaths. Noticing the stretch in the side of the body. And on the next inhale, back to the center, left arm up. Exhale, tipping to the right. Staying here for a few breaths. Noticing the stretch in the left side of the body, the hip, the heaviness of the arm. Inhale, coming back to the center, gently helping the knees up, stretching the legs. Give the legs a little tap, just to release the knees, and then crossing the legs the other way around. Inhale, lifting the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, down. Staying here for a few breaths. Noticing the sensation of the hands on the floor. The sensation in the neck, in the shoulders, the spine. And on the next inhale, coming back to the center, right arm up. Exhale, tipping to the left. Inhale, back to the center, left arm up. Exhale, tipping to the right. Inhale, center, right arm up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, left arm up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, coming back to the center, both arms up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Right arm behind you, left hand on the knee. Twisting through the stomach, staying here for a few breaths. And with each exhale, see if you can perhaps twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, back to the center, lifting the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, twisting left. Getting ready to spend a few breaths here. Right hand on the knee, left hand behind you, looking towards the back. Nice long breath. And as you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. And on the next inhale, back to the center, release the legs. Give the legs a little tap. Stretching the legs. Crossing the legs, rocking forward. Coming onto all four. Bringing the padding for the knees. Few rounds of cat and cow to wake up the spine. When you're ready, inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead, arching the back. Exhale, starting by tucking the pelvis in, squeezing the tummy towards the back, rounding up the back all the way to the shoulders, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, rounding up the back. Inhale, dropping the tummy. Exhale, rounding at the back. You can always add a bit of rocking motion here, back and forth. See what that does, the sensation it creates in the back. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, rounding at the back. Inhale, dropping the tummy. Exhale, rounding at the back. Tucking the toes under from here and bringing the hands just above the knees on the floor, starting to lift the knees up and down, stretching the toes, noticing the sensation in the heel, the back of the legs, the calves, the sole of the feet. And the next time the knees are on the floor, keep them here. Lift the chest, bringing the weight onto the feet and the toes. Inhale, opening the arms wide, bringing the arms behind the back. Reverse prayer pose, or if that's a little bit tricky for you, maybe simply holding on to your forearms. Nice long breath here. Noticing the sensations as they happen, noticing what the muscles are doing. And on the next exhale, slowly release the arms. Give the arms a little shake, coming back onto all four, tapping the back of the feet on the ground to release the toes. Come back on the heels, remove the padding, back onto all four, tucking the toes under. Ready to come into downward facing dog. Inhale, pushing through the legs, lifting the hips towards the ceiling, stretching the legs, noticing the sensation in the back of the legs, and bending one knee at a time. So creating that paddling motion, walking the dog. As you bend one knee, pushing the heel on the other side towards the ground. Nice long breath here. Finding your position, so looking ahead towards the hands, fingers are spread out. Looking back to the feet, big toes pointing towards each other. And first and foremost, bending the knees, bringing the tummy towards the thighs, opening the shoulders as you do that. And then you can stay here if you want, heels are off the ground, that's fine. Maybe you want to start stretching the legs, see what happens, keeping the position of the back. Nice long breath here. Pushing the mat away. Noticing the sensations happening in the body, the back of the legs, the energy traveling as you're stretching, as you're pushing the floor away, the energy traveling through the arms, the sensation of inversion through the head. Nice long breaths. One more breath here. Exhale, bend the knees, look up. Inhale, stepping the feet towards the middle of the mat. Keep some space between the feet, keep the knees bent. And as soon as you can, resting the tummy on the thighs. Give your arms a little shake here to release the tension in the elbows. And then holding on to opposite elbows. Allowing the head to fall forward, using gravity to simply dangle here. And then gently rocking from side to side. Nice long breath. Really slowing down that movement, that rocking motion. Going as slow as you can. From the right side, slowly rolling the tummy on the thighs to go towards the left. And then going back the other way. Noticing the sensations happening in the back. Maybe closing the eyes. Nice long breath. On the next exhale, coming to rest in the center, release the arms, hands on the floor. And as you next inhale, slowly lifting the chest. Only going as high as you need so that the hands are off the ground. Then adding some circling motion of the arms. Noticing the sensations this movement creates in the shoulder blades, in the back. Nice long breath. Inhale, carrying on the journey upwards, going very slowly, not getting a head rush, stacking up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Coming to standing position, nice long breath here. Stepping to the front of the mat, making sure your blocks are nearby. Little bit of space between the feet. Inhale, lifting the right knee up. Exhale, stepping the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Coming into warrior two. So the right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Left foot pointing forward. Inhale, arms on the other side. Exhale, bending the front leg. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the back, the right arm towards the right leg, lifting the chest towards the ceiling, left arm towards the ceiling, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, slowly coming forward, extending the right arm, side angle. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, tipping to the back, coming into reverse warrior, left arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back to the center, starting to pivot the feet. So you're now turning the body. Keep the feet in place, but simply allowing them to turn. So the right foot is now pointing forward towards the back. Left foot parallel to the side of your mat. Inhale, arms on either side. Exhale, bending the right leg, coming into warrior two on the other side. One big inhale. Exhale, tipping back, bringing the left hand to touch the left leg, right arm towards the ceiling, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to the center, warrior two. Exhale, tipping forward, right arm on your leg, extending the left arm, side angle. Inhale, back to the center, warrior two. Exhale, tipping back, reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back to the center. Turning so that you're now sideways. Big toes pointing towards each other, so making sure you've got your blocks with you at the front. Hands resting on the hips. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly folding forward, keeping the back nice and straight. Extend the arms as soon as you need. Find your blocks. Maybe resting the hands or the elbows on the blocks. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Keeping the back nice and straight. And going as low as your back can stay straight. Noticing what's happening in the back of the legs. Following your breath. On the next exhale, bringing the hands on top of the hips. Inhale, pushing yourself all the way up. Stepping the feet together. Bring the blocks with you at the front. Feet at the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting the arms towards the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Bend the knees if you need. Inhale, keep the right foot where it is, stepping the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Slowly release the left knee down. So you may want to bring the padding as well underneath your knee. So feel free to adjust in any way you need, bringing the padding underneath the left knee. Then when you're ready, lifting the chest, sinking the hips forward, untucking the back foot. We can bring the blocks on the other side for support, or maybe resting the hands on top of your right leg here. Nice long breath here. Spending 5 to 8 breaths here. You can always sink the chest forward and resting your chest against the front leg. Noticing the sensation as they happen. Noticing the muscles, maybe twitching, maybe tensing. Are they trying to fight the stretch? See if you can relax them. One more breath here. On the next inhale, pushing through the front leg, lifting the hips, stretching the right leg. Again, make sure you've got the blocks with you. Right heel digging into the ground, right foot flexed towards the ceiling. Hips pointing forward. Big inhale, exhale, folding forward. Coming to meet the right leg in half split. Hands resting on the blocks, on the floor, keeping the back nice and straight. Taking the time to breathe. Noticing the sensations, back of the leg, the hips perhaps, maybe the shoulders. Having no expectation of where the sensations should appear or how those sensations should be, simply observing them as they appear. And then maybe relaxing the right foot, maybe wiggling the toes a little bit. On the next inhale, slowly lifting up, right foot on the floor, so bending the right leg, and then pushing the right foot to the side. Bring the blocks on the inside of your right foot. So the right foot should be on the edge of your mat. Big inhale, exhale, folding forward. Bringing the hands on the mat, on the blocks, sinking the hips forward towards the mat. Coming into lizard's pose. You can stay here with the arms stretched out, or maybe if you want to go a little bit deeper, see if you can bring the elbows down, forearms on the floor, on the blocks. Nice long breath here. Noticing the sensation as they happen. And see what your brain is doing. Is chit chat going on in your brain? And if it is, if you're finding that you're thinking things, just come back to the breath. Come back to the body. Observe, investigate, scan. Nice long breath. Not rushing anything. On the next inhale, lifting the chest a little bit, tucking the toes under of the back foot. Inhale, lifting the left knee up. On the next exhale, bringing the left foot on the left side of your mat, slowly releasing yourself into yogi squat. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So you may want to stack up the blocks And then gently release the blocks underneath your buttocks and just simply sit here for a while. Elbows pushing on the inside of the knees, hands in prayer pose. And noticing perhaps the difference in sensation between the right hip, which we've worked on a little bit more than the left. Does one feel a little bit tighter than the other? Releasing the hands towards the mat. So you can bring the hands either all the way to the floor, maybe holding on to your ankles. On the next inhale, opening to the right. Right arm goes up. And then bringing the arms behind the back. Right arm behind the back. Pushing the chest towards the right, using the left arm pushing against the left leg. Nice long breath. Exhale, back to the center, switching side. Right hand holding on to the right ankle, maybe touching the right foot, maybe on the floor. As you next inhale, opening to the left, left arm goes up, and then gently crossing the left arm behind the back, using the right arm to help twist, pushing against the right leg. One more breath here. Exhale, coming back to the center, back into Malasana, hands in prayer pose, with or without the blocks. And when you're ready, pushing through the legs, inhale, lifting the hips all the way to standing position. Nice long breath here, little bit of space between the feet. Inhale, arms up towards the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Keep the back nice and straight. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, keep the left foot there. Stepping the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Releasing the right knee on top of the padding if you've got it. Lift the chest and then gently allowing the hips to sink forward. Resting the hands on the front leg, maybe using blocks. Untucking the toes of the back foot so the foot is flat on the ground. Noticing the sensation in the hips, in the legs, in the lower back perhaps. Are you muscle twitching maybe? On the next inhale, pushing the hips up, stretching the front leg. Make sure you've got the blocks nearby. Left heel digging into the ground, left foot flex towards the ceiling. Big inhale here, hips pointing forward. Exhale, folding forward. Coming to meet the left leg, half split. Nice long breath. Noticing any sensations as they happen. Relaxing the foot on the left side, maybe wriggling the toes here for a moment. On the next inhale, lifting the chest, left foot flat on the ground, bend the front leg, pushing the left foot all the way to the left side of your mat. Bringing the blocks inside. Big inhale here. Exhale, folding forward. Keep sinking towards the ground. Coming into lizard's pose. You can stay here with the arms stretched out. Or maybe you want to go one step further. Lowering yourself on your forearms, maybe on the blocks, maybe on the floor. And getting yourselves ready to stay here for a while. Using the breath to guide you and support you through the stretch. And bringing the mind where the sensations are, exploring them, being curious. Imagining what the muscles are doing under the skin, what the fascia is doing. And noticing how the sensations are changing as we hold the pose a little bit longer. Maybe they're moving from one part to another. Maybe they're intensifying, or maybe they're calming themselves down. On the next inhale, slowly bringing yourself back up here on the hands, tucking the toes of the back foot. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, bringing the right foot all the way to the front, coming back into Malasana. Back into Yogi Squat for a few breaths. Hands in prayer pose. You can pop the blocks underneath your sit bone if you need a little bit of support. And noticing once again the difference in sensations between the hips. Maybe difference of sensation between the last time you were in Malasana. Just using the breath to guide you. Investigate what the muscles are doing in the legs. Are they tensing? Are they relaxing? Muscles in the buttocks. Noticing the sensation in the calves, perhaps. On the next exhale, bringing the hands on the floor. Inhale, slowly lifting the hips, stepping the legs and the feet to the back of the mat. Coming into high plank for a moment. And noticing the sensation in the hips as we straightening the legs. Inhale, pushing the hips towards the ceiling, coming into downward facing dog. 1 or 2 breaths here. Exhale, slowly releasing the knees on the ground. Big toes together, bring a block with you. Widening the space between the knees. Slowly releasing yourself into child's pose. Head resting on the blocks. Nice long breath. Maybe closing the eyes. And noticing the sensations in the body. On the next inhale, lifting the chest, bringing the hands towards you, keeping the shape of the feet. Move the blocks a bit away. Getting ready to thread the needle from child's pose. Inhale, left arm to the left side. Exhale, left arm underneath the right shoulder. Bring the head down, extend the right arm. Looking underneath the right armpit towards the right. Coming back to the breath when your mind starts to wander. On the next inhale, slowly coming back to the center. Getting ready for the other side. Inhale, right arm to the right. Exhale, right arm underneath the left shoulder. Bring the shoulder down, bring the head down. Extend the left arm. Looking underneath the left armpit. Come back to the breath whenever you need it. And on the next inhale, slowly coming back to the center, back onto all four. Stretching the legs to release any tension here. Feel free to move in any way you need. And crossing the lower part of the legs, rolling back. Coming to seated position here. Once again, make sure you've got your blocks nearby. Stretching the legs first of all, tapping the back of the knees on the ground, and then bringing the feet sole to sole, creating some space here, a diamond shape. You can start stacking up the blocks on top of the feet. Big inhale here, rolling the shoulders out. Exhale, folding forward, bringing the head towards the block, hands cupping your feet, allowing the back to round up. And getting ready to stay here for a few breaths. Nice long breath here. And maybe closing the eyes. Making sure there's no tension in the neck or in the shoulders. You can always rock the chest a little bit from side to side to make sure. Scanning the body for sensations, looking for them, getting to know them. And on the next inhale, slowly coming back up, helping the knees, stretching the legs, getting ready to lie down on your back. So we'll do a few more stretches on the floor, lying on the back. So if you want to do anything now while you're up, so you don't have to get up again for Shavasana, you can do that now. Maybe bring your blanket with you. Then making sure you've got your blocks nearby or the bolster. Coming down on the mat. Making sure the back is nice and stretched onto the ground. So bending the knees, feet on the floor, helping the hips up and down. Making sure the neck is nice and neutral. Looking towards the ceiling. When you're ready from here, inhale, lifting the hips up and bringing maybe 1 or 2 blocks. See how high you want the hips to be. And then releasing the hips onto the blocks. So the chest is pushed towards the ceiling, extending the arms on the other side of the body. You can stay here with the legs bent. Or if you want, stretching the legs, allowing the legs and the feet to just flop there. Nice long breath. Hips pushed towards the ceiling, supported by the blocks. Neck neutral. Just looking at the ceiling. Breathing through the stretch. You can always close the eyes. Breathing through the stretch. One more breath here. And on the next exhale, bending the legs, feet flat on the ground. When you're ready, inhale, pushing the hips up, removing the blocks, slowly releasing the back onto the floor, lifting the knees towards the chest, and gently rolling from side to side here, just to release the lower back. Bringing the hands underneath the knees, rocking forward, coming to seated position. You'll need to allow us to bring the blocks. Bring one block about where your shoulder blades would be. So I'm putting it lengthwise, so it's on the length where my spine will be. You might need to position it, shuffle it a bit, and basically try to put it in between your shoulder blades. Might need to be a little bit lower. And then when you're ready, when you find it's in the right position for you, extending the arms on the other side, align the shoulders to fall towards the floor, head falling towards the floor. If you're finding that it's a little bit too much for the head backwards, you can bring a block underneath the head. Legs extended, simply flopping to the side. Feet flopping to the side, so no tension there. allowing the chest to open up towards the ceiling, releasing the rib cage, releasing the lungs. Nice long breath. And to come out of the pause, bring the elbows towards the ground, gently starting to lift the head, pushing through the arms, coming back to seated position, and simply folding forward for a moment. Gently allowing the head to roll to the front and the back to round up, just to counteract the pressure we put on the spine for a moment. And when you're ready, bring the blanket, make yourself nice and comfortable. If you have one, you can bring the both bolsters or the blocks underneath where your knees are. And release yourself onto the mat. Arms away from the body, feet flopping to the side, gently rolling the head from side to side, just to find that neutral position for the neck. Taking one big inhale through the nose and releasing a big sigh through the mouth. Letting go of any tension from anywhere in the body. Allowing the body to feel heavier and heavier, sinking into the mat a little bit deeper with each breath. Letting go of any thoughts that still come to the mind, just releasing them, just like leaves falling in the autumn, being pushed away by the wind, allowing them to simply be. And coming back to the breath and bringing movement back into the body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, bending the legs, lifting the knees towards the chest and gently rolling from side to side. Coming to rest onto one side, head supported by the hands, knees to the chest, eyes still closed. Just taking one final moment before reconnecting with the rest of the day. And when you're ready, no rush, slowly pushing yourself back up. Back to seated position, cross-legged, eyes still closed for a moment. Taking one big inhale, opening the arms wide to the side. Exhale, closing the arms, giving yourself a big hug. Being grateful for your mind and your body. And bringing that resilience with you in the day-to-day. Learning to sit with the uncomfortable sensation and feelings. Simply embracing them, allowing them to be. As what you resist persists. So instead of resisting them, just simply embracing them and allowing them to flow. Now releasing the arms, hands resting on the knees and closing the class with 3 arms. When you're ready, inhale. Bringing the hands in prayer pose to the forehead. May our thoughts be filled with kindness and compassion. Bringing the hands to the mouth, may our words be filled with kindness and compassion. And finally, bringing the hands to the heart. May our action be filled with kindness and compassion. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you a lovely Sunday and I will see you soon. Bye everyone.